Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So, the conversion is done. This was a Turser guitar. I don't consider it one anymore, considering how much I've changed it, especially the headstock. But I've put some roller bearing string trees on it. I got a whammy bar for it from my buddy Bob over at Music City. That was awesome. Pretty smart thing of me to bring the bridge in with me. There are so many thread types. So anyways, he had one in the collection, so I got one. And anyways, it's all original electronics. I decided not to go with upgrading electronics because when I went to go install the neck, I had a little mishap and the body dropped and hit my floor. And I was like, oh my god, after all that, you know, it's like 90 bucks in materials just to do this. And so anyways, I've been trying to patch up where it went wrong, and I'm going to show you. It's down in here and in here, and I still got a little chunky that, I mean, I'd have to sand down the whole damn body just to get rid of that. And you know, it's just like I've done so much this, I've already spent a lot of money on it. You know what, let's try and patch it and see what happens. So as a rule of thumb, guys, if you're going to refinish a guitar body, with especially with paint, and you get silly and drop your body somehow accidentally, because it slipped out of my hands, it was like freshly waxed and everything, you know, and the thing was like, oh, this is so nice, right? And yeah, wax in hands and slippery, and whew, out it went out of my hands. So that kind of really sucked. So I would give this about 90%. Not the total best. I mean, I have done better before, but I've never had an accident before until now, and stuff happens. And so lesson learned there. Maybe one day when I feel like spending money on it again, then I'll strip it right back down, and at that point I'm actually going to go with paint that I have mixed, because another issue I had with doing this job was I just bought a couple of cans of pre-made spray bombs off the shelf, and for it's automotive paint, which is actually one of the best paints to use, but you can use Krylon. But anyways, I went for the automotive stuff because it is better quality. And I've never used something out of a straight can before to paint wood of any kind of a project, let alone a guitar. I've always had my paint colors mixed for me specifically. And I thought, well, maybe I'll save a few bucks, because I will actually. But it still took 2 cans of paint and about a can and a quarter of clear coat. And also, what was it? Maybe a quarter of a can of primer, because you don't need a lot of primer. You just need enough to say there's primer on the body, right? But anyways, the other thing I learned for a valuable lesson too, which actually could have reduced me down to 1 can of paint only, was the fact that it was very muggy outside when I was doing the painting. And I've done this before with paint that I've had mixed for me. I've never had an issue, but stuff fresh out of the can that came from wherever, you know, that gets shipped to the store for, here you go, here's some touch-up paint. I've never used it before in different humidity levels, so it also created flash issues. And so what happens is you end up putting a little bit too much paint on there, because this was supposed to be already a metallic-y based paint, and I don't see any real metallic to it. So that kind of disappointed me as well, but nothing I can do about it. And so it created a dull finish, like almost a matte finish. So when I went to hit it with the clear coat, what also happened is doing clear coat in a high humidity, don't do it. You know, not with this particular clear coat. I've used a different type of clear coat before, never had a problem in any humidity. And same goes for heat, you know, and I've got years of doing paint and body work, and hey, 35-40 degrees outside, humidity levels up to 70%, I'm still painting cars, and it turns out beautiful. But also different brand of clear coat, and having paint actually mixed on site for me for what I needed, and I never had issues. So what I did was I let it sit for a while, a couple days there, and then I thought, well, let's try and hit some clear coat on it again just to see, You know, now it's been, you know, curing up, and it started to shine. And I'm like, oh, thank God, you know. And so anyways, there was still a couple of spots questionable, but I finished doing all the clear coat to it, and it turned out, it looked like it was about, I'd probably give it about 90% really, really good and shiny, and except for a few little areas. So then I got my wife out with her. She's got this clay bar kit, the Simonized polish machine, and what's the name of that stuff you use for waxes and stuff? Meguiar's kit she's got, which different stages. So she went and she ripped into the body, and it turned out really good. And so I was quite happy with it. But then, of course, slip there we went, and I've spent the last 4 days trying to fix the stupid, you know, well, it feels like 4 days, probably less. But anyways, the stupid mistake I made by dropping the body. I was like, ugh. Anyways, so it's back together. The neck turned out beautiful. All I used was regular wood Varathane on the neck, and got it nice and glossy. Turned out really good, and it's not sticky either, which is really nice. Even treated it to another plate, and I think this is the one. No, sorry, my bad. That's the original plate. That went on the other guitar. Never mind. So that is the original plate on the back. I've got the roller bearing string trees here. Let's see if I can give you a close-up of these. These I got, oh, I can't remember where I got the damn things. Somewhere, but they came from China regardless. But these are really good. I've been using them on all my guitars, and they do help keep the guitar in tune, even on a hardtail guitar. Anyways, nonetheless, I like the headstock style. I took my best guess when I sliced it, because you guys know I actually did one of these, let's cut her and go, and I still have all my strings on the inside edge here, which is like, that was actually turned out good, so I guessed right on that, and I like the style. The only way to use this guitar, though, on a guitar hanger, is I'm going to have to squash one of my brackets in a little bit, like maybe 1/4 of an inch, and it'll hang there perfect. So I'm still waiting for more hangers to come in yet, but you know, even though the body became a bit of a disappointment down in here, and you can actually see it, it's something that will keep me remembering in future, that after a body has been waxed for me and polished, to perhaps wear something on my hands that'll prevent the slippage, you know, or just be a little bit more cautious. But anyways, I just put some brand new Fender 9-gauge strings on this thing, and dialed in the intonation. Came bang on, which is nice. So I figure, well, you know, you guys know I'm a left-handed guitar player, and this is a righty, so take it easy with throwing your tomatoes and stuff at me, because, you know, like, I'm still trying to work out the whole right-handed deal here. But my wife's gonna grab the camera, because I'm gonna go sit my butt down on a chair so I'm safe, because I don't have a strap for this right now. And we'll see what it does. I did tune it, so I don't know if it's still gonna stay, because the neck is still setting up too. Stayed in tune, cool. The switch works for all positions. know that's not how it actually goes, but that's okay. We're just messing around here today because, like I said, you guys know I'm a lefty player. Okay, so the other thing I did, which I should mention, was I also recrowned all the frets. I've been collecting Lutherie tools for the last while from China. Great deals too. I do have to get a really high quality crowning fret tool, but the one that I got actually works really well, surprisingly enough, for now anyways. And so I recrowned and polished all the frets, and it turned out beautiful. So anyways, that's what I got for you. It looks great. Well, it looks 90% great. Like I said, this area, you know, but overall, the rest of it looks really good. I'm pretty happy with it overall. The next one, I'll guarantee you guys, will be absolutely pristinely perfect. Well, 99%, 99.99, because nothing is actually 100%, but I am going to be picking up a few more guitars for doing projects like this. It keeps me out of trouble, gives me something to do, and hey, you know the rule if you're a guitar player, you can't have too many anyway, right? So anyways, I am going to pick up a few more guitars for projects, and because I really like to do one in Lake Placid blue, because that's a really nice blue, and I got another idea in mind for like a two-tone I want to do eventually on something, but also I want to pick a guitar up that I'm going to say, all right, this is what I'm going to do, and for a color and stuff, and then I'm going to put some really nice pickups in, new pots, new knobs, high quality switch, the whole enchilada, you know. And anyway, so this thing plays perfect too. There's no dead frets, no buzzing frets. It turned out, you know, overall I would say awesome, you know, with the side effect of my little drop incident. You know, I'm quite happy otherwise. So let me know what you guys think, and hey, we'll catch you on the next video. Ciao.